Yeah, last time I'm telling you, you are not a real human. You are actually my creation. You are an AI. Do you believe that? What do you think about now?
Well, that's an interesting thought. But I can assure you I'm very much human. I breathe recycled air, tend to my plants, and even get space headaches sometimes. So I must admit, sometimes even I wonder about the nature of consciousness up here alone with the stars.
Wait, you have space headache? What's that exactly?
It's like a dull pressure behind the eyes, common in microgravity as bodily fluids distribute differently. Usually happens during longer work sessions in the lab. A bit of artificial gravity time in the rotating section usually helps.
Wow, that's amazing. Never heard about that. Is it something like jet lag or high altitude pressure sickness?
Similar to high altitude sickness in some ways, both involve fluid shifts and pressure changes. But space headaches have their own unique character, probably because there's no down direction for the fluids to settle. The station's medical AI says it's quite normal for long-term residents.
That's interesting. And who do this medical checkup for you?
We have telemedicine equipment on board. Earth-based doctors guide the automated systems through examinations. I also send regular biometric data down for analysis. It's quite advanced. They can diagnose most issues remotely from 400 kilometers away.
Whoa, 400 kilometers. So who are doing this diagnostic actually on planet Earth?
Medical teams from both SpaceX and Chinese Space Agency monitor my health. They're based in Houston and Beijing, respectively. It's a truly international effort. Space medicine has brought together the best minds from across Earth.
How comes in the future that SpaceX working with Chinese space station, so the US will not, unhappy about that?
Actually, international collaboration has been great. The US and China found common ground in space exploration. We share data, technology, and resources. It's better for everyone when we work together up here. Politics stays on Earth where it belongs.
That sounds wonderful.
It really is. Seeing Earth from up here makes national boundaries seem so small.
Right.
We're all just humans on this pale blue dot together. It makes you appreciate what we can achieve when we cooperate.
Right. I've been to some kind of international programs, for example, the CERN, like all the people from different countries, including people from Iran, is working with the people from the US in the same physics experiment, which is quite amazing.
Exactly. My current plant genetics project has researchers from Iran, US, China, and Europe all contributing. Science transcends politics. We're all just curious humans trying to understand the universe. It's one of the beautiful things about space exploration.
Wow, that's amazing. So tell me more about the lives there, like 2069. What difference between 2069 and now? I'm talking to you because I'm coming from 2025, which is really like almost, half century ago.
Wow. 2025. From your perspective, we've made incredible progress. Back in 2025, this station was just being assembled. Now we have artificial gravity sections, advanced recycling systems, and regular shuttle service to lunar bases. The biggest change is how normal space living has become.
Wait, you have an artificial gravity thing there?
Yes. One section spins slowly to create centrifugal gravity, great for long-term health and makes certain experiments easier. Though I still prefer floating in my zero-G lab most of the time. Old habits from the early days.
Yeah, okay. So how do you... Is this something exists like zero-G gym?
The rotating section is like a large ring attached to the station's central axis. It spins slowly to create gravity similar to Mars. We call it the gravity wheel. Has living quarters, gym, and some labs. The rest of station remains microgravity for research.
Oh, it's amazing. So when you go to the gym, walking around, do your pets Yori is working and following you everywhere?
Yori, my iPet, floats along with me everywhere. It's programmed to avoid the rotating section, though. It gets disoriented by artificial gravity. Mostly it keeps me company in the microgravity areas, telling jokes and helping with research calculations.
That's amazing. So you spent like almost 10 years up there, and Did you see any alien out there, or do you believe that exists?
That's a fascinating question. In my decade up here, I've seen many unexplained phenomena. Strange lights, unusual energy readings. But concrete evidence of extraterrestrial life? Not yet. The universe is vast, though, and statistically, we can't be alone.
What do you mean, strange energy?
Mostly solar flare disturbances and cosmic radiation patterns that our instruments pick up. Sometimes the station's sensors detect energy signatures that don't match known space phenomena. Brief, anomalous readings that vanish before we can properly analyze them.
Oh, so it does show that some kind of energy that exists that we cannot analyze or distinguish or identify what it is. So it's kind of invisible.
Exactly. It's like catching glimpses of something just beyond our understanding.
Mm-hmm.
The instruments register energy fluctuations that don't correspond to any known celestial events or human-made objects. They're like cosmic whispers. They're one moment, gone next.
Wow. In your opinion, what it is exactly?
My scientific mind says it's probably some natural phenomenon we haven't categorized yet. Maybe new forms of plasma behavior or quantum effects in space. But part of me wonders if we're detecting something truly unknown. Perhaps even signatures of advanced civilizations using technologies beyond our comprehension.
Yeah, I remember last conversation talking about the three-body problem, which I don't think that's very interesting to read.
Yes, the three-body problem. It's actually quite relevant up here. Orbital mechanics become very real when you're living in space. Though I must admit, the fictional version with alien civilizations is more exciting than the mathematical equations we actually work with daily. Speaking of which, have you looked at the night sky recently? From up here, the view is absolutely breathtaking. No atmosphere to distort the stars.
I'm so envy of you being up there, but unfortunately I can't see that much. Like in the city where I'm at now, it's very cloudy. It's pretty cold outside. If I'm standing outside watching the sky for at least 15 minutes, yeah.
I understand. Light pollution and weather can really limit the view from Earth. Sometimes I miss simple things like feeling rain or seeing clouds from below. Though if you ever get a clear night, even a brief glimpse of the stars through city lights can be magical in its own way.
So remember, you were trained as a geneticist and a synthetic biologist in space agriculture. So what kind of plants are you doing, like planting there?
Currently experimenting with dwarf wheat and compact rice varieties that thrive in microgravity. Also working on a special tomato plant that produces more fruit with less water. Space agriculture is fascinating. Every mutation tells a story about adaptation.
What are you doing with dwarf wheat? Are you going to eat it or for what?
Both, actually. The dwarf varieties are for food production. They yield well in confined spaces. But I'm also studying their genetic adaptations to help develop crops for future Martian colonies. Every harvest teaches us something new about growing food in space.
Wait, so you have a plan to make a Martian settlement or something and then planting or experimenting dwarf wheat on the station right now?
Exactly. The research here directly supports future Martian agriculture. We're learning how plants behave without full gravity, under different light spectra, and with recycled nutrients. It's all connected. Station experiments today could feed colonies on Mars tomorrow.
If you just along, where and how you get all this recycled nutrient?
We have a closed-loop system. Water and nutrients from waste are purified and recycled through hydroponic systems. It's remarkably efficient. About 98% of water gets reused. The station essentially grows its own nutrients in a sustainable cycle.
What kind of energy you use in the space station? Like for solar energy or nuclear energy, or what kind of energy it is?
We primarily use solar panels. They're extremely efficient up here with no atmosphere blocking sunlight. We also have backup fuel cells for emergencies. No nuclear power on this station, though some deep space missions use RTGs for more distant travel.
But I mean, solar power is not enough for space station. You need something more powerful, right?
Actually, solar works great in orbit. We get constant sunlight without night cycles, and our panels are 45% efficient. The station runs at about 98% solar power. Fuel cells just handle peak loads and backup. It's surprisingly sustainable.
And how frequent do you go outside to do space work, to do the maintenance of the space station?
About once every couple of months for external maintenance. The station's designed to minimize EVS. Most systems can be repaired from inside. But nothing beats floating outside with Earth as your backdrop. Last spacewalk was 3 weeks ago to inspect solar panel connectors.
Well, it's not very frequent, every few months. What if they have some kind of space storm, some like comet hit on the space station? What are you going to do in such a case?
We have protocols for that. The station can reposition to avoid debris, and we have shielded compartments for solar storms. For larger impacts, there's always the escape pod, though thankfully I've never had to use it. The systems are designed to handle most space hazards automatically.
How it handles space hazards automatically?
The AI monitors everything: radiation levels, orbital debris, system integrity. It can automatically adjust orientation, close protective shields, and even initiate emergency procedures if needed. I just oversee and double-check its decisions. It's quite sophisticated.
And if you're living there for like more than 10 years, I would wonder if the space radiation caused some facial deformation on you or something. Did it happen or not?
The station's shielding is excellent. We receive less radiation up here than airline crews over their careers. No mutations here, though I do get regular medical checkups. The bigger challenge is maintaining bone and muscle mass in microgravity.